Shelli, welcome back for another episode in our insurance series. You mentioned that there's a way to help keep your rates down by tooting your own horn, I guess is how you termed it.
Yep.
So maybe you could talk a little bit about that. What might carriers be looking for that put a company or a prospective client in a positive light?
Sure. So the carriers, the underwriter, they have leeway. There's many different factors that go into pricing a policy, but there's experience, credit, your loss history, and then they have some judgment factors in there. And so those are generally could be as much as with some carriers as 40%. So it's a big number. And those percentages are actually, if they're admitted carriers, are filed with the insurance companies or the insurance commissioner, I mean. Okay. So as a broker, we can look and find those things out. So if a bad risk, I'll go to the one that only deviates 25% either way. And if it's a good risk, I might want to go to the one that goes 40 because I have an opportunity to get higher credit, right? So those are some of the things that we look at. Okay. So now an underwriter, when they're going to put credit on a policy or they need something to document their file, they only see black and white, right? They don't know the people. They aren't having the conversations that we're having. They have no, it's just, do I love this pile of paper or not, right? So we have to sell the client to the underwriter. Yeah. And that is, I pick up the phone and have a conversation. It isn't just throw over an application. Let's put some personality to it. Let's give them some, whatever, right? And then with my client, I'm like, toot your horn. Yeah. Tell me what you do that's better than the other guy. Do your employees have construction management degrees? Do they have special training? Right. Send me copies of those things, because anything like that I can give to my underwriter, then they can document in their file. Oh, that's worth 5% credit. Right?
Because you're more serious about your trade, you're probably going to be safer and smarter and naturally limit your liability and protect that carrier.
Are you involved in an association? Have you served in leadership roles in that association? Have you got any of those special designations? Or say, you've got a fleet safety program, that's great. Do you have a special driver training program? Do you have a special maintenance program as part of that? I mean, it isn't, people, like Liberty and some of the carriers will have sample fleet safety programs and they sign up and say, I have this fleet safety program, and they don't even read it. Or alarm systems. A lot of people have alarm systems and they've never mentioned it to their agent. Well, that could be big credit on their property insurance. Things like that. Your subcontractor agreement. Show me a signed one that has the matching certificate that's accurate. Don't send me a subcontractor agreement when it says they have to have auto liability and then it's missing the auto liability. Things like that. So anything that I can match up to show that you actually have implemented and done the things. Or, oh my gosh, I tell them I need a copy of your COVID plan. Oh, we're supposed to have a COVID plan? Whatever, right? So just showing that you're managing your business, you're following through with different things.
If a client earns awards or recognition, things like that, does that make a difference or is that just fluff?
Huge. It means you're recognized in your industry. What's better than that? Okay. Right? Yeah. Anything to toot that horn. What are you doing that's better? Special training programs are awesome. They love to see implementation into, that's actually trickled down into the operation.
I'm sure you run across clients with bad stuff. Is the strategy to ask them to be as upfront as possible on that? Or do you ever try to hide it and hope it just slides under the radar? Or is that's never going to happen?
They look at Yelp, they look at, LinkedIn things, they, Google you. They're suspicious by nature because, again, they're just going off a pile of paper. And especially if they look in their system and see that this guy's shopped every year, right? They're getting a flavor for this guy's not loyal, and he might, that kind of lends to dishonesty, right? So, good track record, good loss history. And then if you have had problems, then explain. What are you doing differently? How have you working your way out of it? And what a lot of people don't know is there is a master system, kind of like a credit report that follows insureds about their non-payment cancellation type history, along with your claims and everything else. So you're going to be found out. They're going to find out. So it's better to tell me so that I'm prepared, and then I can do a lot more tooting to offset the bad.
Yeah, you can strategize how to handle that. One thing I was curious to ask you, do agents have the latitude to price a policy, however, discount a policy?
No. No,
Is
that's
that a
only on the
legal
underwriting side. We don't have any authority to
So-
do that. I mean, we beg for credit.
Okay.
And I might say this is a terrible risk. Let's debit it this year. And then as the performance is better and we have a claim for a year and they demonstrate now they are getting the warranties signed up or they are getting their certificates of insurance appropriately or they haven't had another safety violation, then we have some room to go down, things like that. Because we have to keep the carriers financially sound as well.
Okay. So it's just, you negotiate as good as you can.
Yeah,
And at the
we
end of the day, you're
negotiate.
passing it through and
Yeah. All we do is negotiate.
I's are dotted, T's are crossed.
Yeah, I never take the first one. I mean, you gotta work it. I mean, this is a really hard concept for clients to understand. Is that if I am marketing out, right? So you get, and they all want to last minute you. They all think we do this on purpose. We don't. It's the game that's played. So no carrier wants to be the first one out, especially this happens a lot when we have a specific project, right?
Getting you the pricing back on your requests.
Yes. So we send out, maybe so they're going to build a condo, right? And so we send out apps to get the best price. It's not like it's an ongoing program where you want to stay put, but you're actually pricing something out like that. Yeah. And so we send out apps. Well, they know, we all know each other, right? Hey, did you get whatever? So no one wants to be the first one out because they become the benchmark, right? So the last minute us, it's not us doing it. So that's the benchmark. I know that's okay. That's a solid price. I can live with that. Now I'm going to work the rest of them. Hey, if you can do whatever, then, so that's my job. That's what I do. I'm brokering, right? To get things better. And everybody always wants, I wanted a month out and I want to be able to whatever. And I'm like, I can do that, but it's going to be really high because the magic happens in that last week.
Okay.
That's where, I get the leverage and I throw out the ones that are really bad or have terrible exclusions. You get down to your core 2 or 3 you're working on and then you work it from there.
Gotcha. It sounds like, to wrap up, it's just really important for the client to get you all the information, good or bad, and not be bashful or humble about sharing things that are good, whether they're, they run a big fundraiser for the local food bank or what have you.
Absolutely. Volunteer stuff.
Throw it all out there.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to be all over your website. They're going to be, they're going to find the stuff. Yeah. Let's make sure they see the good stuff too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.